Hey YouTube, it's Andrew from Bushcraft and Chisel here. Apologies that I haven't posted a video in quite some time. I've been meaning to do that. I've got a number of videos that are about 3/4 of the way through, but not complete. So hopefully I'll be posting up some more videos soon. But I thought I'd do an unboxing today, or should I say, an unbagging. I was out at the weekend and went to the Scottish Owl Centre, or Owl Sanctury, I guess, in Scotland, in Bathgate. And when I was out there, I happened to see next door a Bushcraft shop, which is quite a rarity here in Scotland. I don't think I've seen very many, like, you know, Bushcraft shops exclusively designed for the purpose of selling Bushcraft equipment. So I was like a kid in a toy store in there, and I went in and had a look over a number of stuff, and this is the result. I bought some things in there, so I'll go through and just pull some of these things out and show you what I've got. Firstly, I should say the shop was called RJ Bushcraft. I spoke to the guys in there. They were great guys. Jason, the guy that runs the place, gave me a few freebies. This sticker was one of them. And I also met John Smith as well, who gave me his card in there, who's a custom knife maker here in Scotland. Black Boar knives. I had a look at some of his work. It's very, very good quality. Well worth a look. Not too many knife makers that are well known north of the border, I would say. They also gave me this, a little kind of credit card multi-tool, which is quite nice as a bit of a freebie. See, it's got a little card there that shows you the various parts on it, and a description there of each of the tools for it. And I'll show you this close up. So, you know, something useful maybe to go in your credit card. It's got a bottle opener on well, a can opener over here and a bottle opener there. That's actually reasonably sharp there on the edge. I could make that more sharp if I wanted to. And, you know, got a multi-wrench and a ruler and things like that on it. You know, maybe something useful to stick in the car. You know. So yes, those were the freebies. But I'll break out some of the more interesting things that I went for. I bought myself a little neck knife, as you can see here, still in the bag. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way so I can show you. I'll show you the sheath there close up. Lovely kind of leather-bound sheath, pretty thick, nice and thick, pretty ornate stitchwork that's available here on the outside. That's looking pretty good. It's designed to be a neck knife, so it does have a little loop that you can hang a lanyard from, that you can dangle it with. I think you'd be hard pressed to get a belt in there, but you know, maybe a very, very thin one if you were lucky. You never know, you could probably lash it to your pack or something like that. So yeah, if I remove this, take the plastic bag off. There we go. It's there we go. There you can see it. Let's see if I can. This got like got a razor's edge on this. It's very, very sharp. It's almost like one of those made in Pakistan apparently. It's reasonably thick metal there. It's razor sharp. It's like the profile that's been put on it is almost like a scalpel. You know, that kind of really high angle almost. So yeah. So that was the princely sum of £7, which I thought is a bit of a bargain for such a nice little thing like that. You know, nice little thing to just, you know, chuck in your pack. Doesn't weigh very much, you know. It's another cutting tool if you need it. Obviously, you know, you're not going to process a forest with it, but you know, at the same time, it's a nice little thing to have. Put that over here at the side. So yeah, on the kind of knife theme as well, I bought myself a nice custom leather sheath with dangler on it for a moorer, for my moorer companion that I've got. They sell a whole kind of range of different sheaths. This is not the highest end one that they do, but this is, you know, this cost me £20 for this sheath, and this is specifically for a moorer companion. They do custom sheaths for a number of different knives, but you know, and I guess I'll show you. I've got my I'll just put it there for a second. I've got my moorer companion that I've been toting around with me for years. I really like the moorer companion, and you know, I've got a lanyard on mine, and I just kind of hang it around my neck, and then I've got an extra spool of paracord on the end there, and I keep that paracord kind of like stopped with a ranger band, like an inner tube from a bicycle on the outside there, because this stuff burns brilliantly in wet conditions, and trust me, in Scotland we have nothing but wet conditions most of the time. Although I should say summer has been pretty good so far this year, so shouldn't complain too much, should I really? If I put my sheath to the side there, we'll see how this works out. Let's see what kind of a fit this is. There we go. Let's see. Ooh, let's get the dangler out of the way. Yeah, it's nice and tight, nice good fit in there. So yeah, take that a little bit closer to the camera. So yeah, if I want to, I can still hang it from my neck with that dangler, or attach that to my belt if I want to as well. But yeah, I think that's a lovely sheath for £20. Lovely stitching on the outside of it, and great thickness of leather on there as well. There were other sheaths that they had there that I think they went as high as about £30, £35, £40 for a sheath for the moorer. I don't know if I can really, although they were beautiful, those ones that they were selling at £35, £40, I couldn't quite bring myself to buy something that was like 4 times as expensive as the knife just to carry it, you know. So I thought, you know, twice the price seemed quite reasonable. So and I have a sheath that's more expensive than the knife itself, but yeah, a lovely thing, you know. And if I ever do decide to completely wreck the blade of this, I say decide, I think mine's holding out reasonably well. It's the carbon version, obviously, so there's the odd spot here and there, but I've cleaned it up recently and just kind of put a little bit of olive oil on the outside of it just to try and keep the longevity of it a bit. I re-profiled mine on the back so that it's got a sharpened surface on the edge for a fire steel, so that proves quite useful as well. But yes, there we go. So I'll carefully put that aside. Yeah, like that. Good thing. Right. And now a complete change of topic. I bought this a wood gas stove. You might have seen that I've got a video posted on YouTube of the IKEA stove that I've put together using a kind of an old like a draining colander for cutlery and things. So I modified one of those to build myself a little wood stove. So I thought to myself, maybe I should get one that's you know, intentionally been designed for purpose, and see how that fends and see how that goes. So lift it out of here. Put the box over here. There we go. So you can see RJ Bushcraft there. Seems like quite a nice bag on the outside of this. Mesh bag, but it's not a very. It's like a multi-woven mesh bag. There, multiple levels of mesh, so it seems quite, you know, quite robust. Yeah, that's nice. And then here we go, collapse down the wood stove. Now let's see if I can put this thing together. See if I can figure this out. We have one level there, the base it looks like, the lid section to it as well. I guess that I'm going to need to fold over the triangle sections so that you've got something to rest your pot on. So that's going to be the top, I guess. And now this looks like the base, but it's got this section inside it as well here. So I'm guessing, I say the base, that's going to have to be the base. This section has like a bevel on the edge there, so that's obviously going to sit in here, like that. Then I've got this part here, which I'm guessing that this bevel on the edge probably sits inside here. So let me just see if I can show you there. There's another lip in there. So I guess that this is going to go down and sit on top of that. There we go. You can see we've got a certain amount of, I don't know if I can show you this from the other side. Yeah, there we go. We've got a certain amount of clearance off the ground for the airflow to come underneath. And then I guess all your sticks are going to sit on top of that little mesh grate there. And then that's going to sit here like that. So I guess you're going to be, you know, chucking your bits of wood in there, chucking your bits of wood piece by piece, and then I guess this bit just goes on the top like that. So that's pretty nice looking bit of kit. Doesn't seem to weigh very much. It's probably the same kind of weight as the IKEA stove, I would have said, if not lighter. Obviously, it doesn't require any, you know, custom assembly with nuts and bolts and such like. So that's going to mean that the kit's lighter to carry. But I paid £20 for this as well. They had solo gas stoves there, with the kind of the wood stoves, and those are much more expensive. You're kind of talking £60 for those type of things. But I wanted to just start off and see how I get on with something like this, and maybe I'll go to a solo stove in the future if I feel like that. But yeah, stay tuned to the channel, and I'll do a review on this guy out in the field, and see what it's like for getting a brew on the go. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you later.